Hey, good morning, everybody. I was going to get on here and talk about grit, growth, and gratitude and keeping your eyes on the road. And somehow it just kind of, like my phone, just flopped. Hold on a sec. Let me get this. I'm still not used to this selfie stick. There we go. And instead, I was in my brain a little bit this morning when I walked to Trader Joe's, and I caught myself starting to judge myself and my choices. Not just the choices that I had made recently, but the ones that I knew I was looking at making. And for a split second, I was gonna keep doing it, and then I stopped myself and I thought, no, not anymore. Not anymore. This is the day that I stop judging my choices, that I stop judging the things that I have chosen in the past, that I stop judging where I'm looking ahead in the future. Do you guys judge yourselves? Do you guys look back and say, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that, and maybe you start beating yourself up over it, wishing you had chosen something different, getting in your head, so maybe you start to spiral and you start to go into like a depression. I could feel myself doing that this morning, and I could feel myself getting sad, and I was like, why would you choose this? Why? And I kept going until I got outside on that walk, and I told myself to stop. So if you find yourself doing that, this is me telling you, if you can't do it for yourself, to stop. Stop judging yourself. Your choices, your past choices, have gotten you to where you are now. And yeah, maybe you went through some things in life that you didn't like, that you wished could have been different. I have those as well. But if you look around you and where you are right now, if you like where you are, show yourself some gratitude that maybe when you were back there making those choices, you learned things that led you to make different choices that got you to where you are now. If you don't like where you are now, then that's a time to maybe start looking back and saying, what did I learn here? Or what am I currently learning that I could use to make a different choice? I was on this call this morning, this gift call with Emily Evans Russell, and it was a call about playing the game of hot and cold. And it was such a great call. I can't even probably tell you right now exactly what she was talking about, because with like all of the energy stuff and the energetics, like you get it, you're like, okay, great, and then you move on. And for me, like, I usually not forget, but it like kind of goes out of my brain, like what was said to get there, right? But she was talking about how what you might feel now, and everybody's different, but what you might feel now when you look around at your life is an indicator of whether or not what you're in right now is hot or cold, or if it's lukewarm. And it brought me to a place of, okay, like she mentioned frustration being a key, and that's like being an indicator that maybe this choice has gone cold. And so it got me thinking, wow, I have been a little bit frustrated lately. So what else can I look at? What else can I choose? And ask questions about, to get some more information, to maybe make a different choice. And when you look at things like that as a game, instead of trying to find the right answer or get the right choice, then it really is actually fun. Because for me, you put that question out there and then forget about it, and then things just start to kind of pop up. like maybe you get a random text from something that you looked at months ago, or somebody reaches out to you with something that they're doing that maybe that they talk to you about, that you're like, oh wow, that's a really great idea. Or you're scrolling on social media and a post pops up that you're like, whoa, this is exactly what I had been asking about or looking for. And the universe gives you little clues like that. And when we start to get to know how knowing if you're hot and cold or lukewarm reacts within us, then the more you can work that, the better you'll get, the quicker you'll get at knowing in which direction to go. Now, that doesn't mean if you make a choice that you have to stick with it forever. I was thinking really recently about having my business that I had, and I had stuck with it for so long after I knew it wasn't working for me, like long after I knew it wasn't working for me. And I stuck with it because I said, you know what, dang it, I made this choice. This is my business. I made this choice. This is my dream. I'm going to stick with it. And it was going down with a sinking ship is what it really was. And I learned a lot though. And one thing I learned from that experience was that to not ever do that again. Not ever. So recently at my last job, I had gotten to that place where it wasn't working for me anymore, and things started happening. Like I would get injured and I walked to work. So I'd be like, hey, I can't walk. So I can't stand, I can't walk. So I can't come in today. Things like that would go on. And it took a little while for me to actually get a clue that, oh, wait a minute. Okay. I know this isn't working. Not quite sure what to choose or where to even start looking. And then the choice was made for me. So interestingly, immediately after that choice was made for me, it was like a weight was lifted, and it opened up so much space. And I knew that out of all the choices out there that I could make, that I would have fun looking for choices to make. But not only that, like I knew that I would know what choice lit me up. But I also knew that this time I would listen to my body before it got to the point that I was getting injured. And what if we could actually work with our bodies to receive that information about the choices that you're making? I don't know about you, but a lot of times if I know, like if I'm going to choose something that I really don't want to do, or I have like an awareness or a perception that it's not going to bring the best consequences, I get like a feeling right here, like right there in the solar plexus. It's like it tightens up. And I've learned to respect that and be like, okay, body, thank you for letting me know that this is not the choice that's going to lead me where I'd like to go. Sometimes though, choices in life, you look at them and you're like, oh no, I don't really have any other choice. But you do. Have we ended this topic? Is this gone from my brain? Maybe. But I just want you to know that you are magic, that everything you've lived has made you what you are today. And taking that and learning to have your own back, to trust your body, that it knows and that it will give you indicators, is something that you can grow, that you can strengthen, and you can get there faster and faster and faster. 5 years ago when I landed here in LA, I had some of these tools, I certainly wasn't using them all the time, not at all. And then when the pandemic hit, I didn't even talk about tools, but maybe that's another video. When the pandemic hit, that's when I kind of started jumping in. Like, what else were you gonna do, right? And it took, let's see, pandemic, what year are we in? 2023, almost at the end of 2023. So it took like 3 years for me to really get to the point where the tools that I am using are enabling me to look at things in a different way, to be space instead of stress and fear and anxiety. They enable me to maybe find that next stepping stone that will get me there, or get me closer to the place that I would like to go. So I will actually give you a tool. One of the tools that I've been using constantly over the last 2 months, actually, is all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. All of life comes to us with ease, joy, and glory. All of life comes to us with ease, joy, and glory. Every day, every morning, every night, 10 times. And it has dramatically changed what goes on up here, the things that, and things start popping into my head, I start saying it again. And it is like the Access Consciousness mantra. And it's simple, it's easy to remember, and it's magical. If you'd like to get the running ticker out of your head, which is what I used to call what went through my head constantly, like it never stopped, this is really helpful. All right, well, I am gonna let you go today and get on with my day. I've got some things to do on my day off, and grit, growth, and gratitude. Look at the road ahead and be grateful for all the choices that you've made. Bye.